Get set up to do some web scraping in Python today. I'm actually kind of excited about this. We're going to be doing a little bit of web scraping, which means that we get our Python going and we start, which we already did. We already got it up and running. It's ready to go. Let's see here. Clicking some buttons, getting set up. Looks good to me. Okay. All right. So for web scraping, we need to make some considerations, right? We're going to be ingesting mostly, we need to make a decision on what we want to capture and save. Web scraping involves grabbing data from a website and then parsing out what you want from it. We want probably the text. You might want the images. It depends on what you're trying to get, right? It's the internet is open and available to everyone. There's no locks or anything like that except for, secured content, things like that. I have a starting URL. And then you want to fetch that URL, and then you want to parse all the anchor tags. Essentially, what we're going to do is look for all the hrefs. I think we can do a pretty easy. I was thinking about this morning before we got started. Like, would I want to capture the anchor tags, or would I just look for things that are labeled href? We could just look for things that are labeled href. And then what we can do is we can put that into a queue to process, capture all the hrefs, throw those into another queue, and then you have a thread working on those queues, fetching more stuff. And there we go. Let's see here. Let's write. All right. So we'll have an argument, arg, that is the starting point. So the starting point, URL. So we need a name for that. And then we need to fetch it, then parse for anchor tags. Anchor tags. Yep, we're gonna do that. We're gonna fetch. So I think let's import our libraries. Import threading, import queue, because we want to do a queue. Maybe just to import time. Maybe I don't know if we need time or not. I'm gonna delete it for now. I know we need and let's go import requests, so we can fetch the URLs. So queue to put it into the worker. So let's create our queue. So first queue will be how do we want to do this? Queue.queue. So we needed to find some queues. Your voice, we got an async IO. I don't know. We might go back to threading. If this doesn't do what I want it to do, we might go back to threading. Memes are loaded and ready. RUX 10,000. Thank you. Perfect. So we will be ready for the end of the stream. Memes. And you know what? It's a Friday. So that means that we'll be back on Monday, though. Good news. We're just getting started, though. So we've got plenty of time today. We're not going anywhere. Strap in, you guys. Strap in. All right. So we've got a couple of queues here. One for the pages, one for the URLs. And we need a starting URL. So we're going to say, we also need to import args. Wait, hold on. How do we get, I need to remember how to do this. It's like os.args, right? os.args. Args from Python. How do we get that? Taking a peek here. I'm just looking this up real quick. Here we go. Is it OS? I can't remember. No, command line args. We need to do command line args. argv. Okay. Import sys. And then we say args equals argv 0. Wait. Sys.arg 0. Perfect. Okay. And this will be the root URL. We need a starting point. Bro, just import Selenium Playwright already? You could do that too. You could. However, we're going to show you how to do it without those things. It's sysprod. Thank you. Thank you, prod. Let's extract data from some official stock market data websites. Yeah, you could. It's so hard. Is it? Well, they've usually got APIs, so they make it a little bit easy sometimes. Also, if you want stock data, you can just, import Y. What is it called? Y something. I can't remember. What is that? Yahoo stock library. How do we grab that? One second. Yahoo? Okay, 1 second. It's called Y something for Python. What's it called? Hey, how's it going there, Cyber? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Python. All right, how do we do this? Yahoo stock library. Y finance, right? There you go. You get the queue is the queue.get. Do you do queue.put though? Do you do put? Okay, let's see here. Ghost players, ghost player in, QQ, put. Okay, it's called put. Okay, perfect. All right, just looking at some codes there. Put Then we say root. This will get things going. Okay. So that's the beginning of that. So you can see HTML all and don't have to wait for it to scroll to it, to our project. Let's see, what are we gonna do here? All right, so we need to define, we need multiple workers. Okay, so we need to define workers. So we need multiple workers. The first worker is gonna be the fetcher. So URL fetcher, worker. And then W-O-R-K, work, wait, is it spell worker, right? And then, so let's see, def URL, work, fetcher, maybe for, how about URL fetch worker? So we know what it is. Then it's Q. We need the URL queue. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Q. Perfect. And it will be a queue. And we will just go from there. We'll go from there. Let's get back into our web scraper here. Okay, so we're gonna have a, let's see, pass, and then we need a different worker. We need a parser, a HTML parser. And then we're gonna need the URL queue here as well, because we need to grab it. Oh, and then we need another queue. We need the HTML queue as well. Do we have an HTML queue? Let's yeah. So URLs and pages. These are the HTML queues. Perfect. I'm happy with that. Queue. Thanks. Yeah, Monkey D. Luffy, you're welcome. NV Chab, yeah, absolutely, you're welcome. That's what we're here for. That's exactly what. Get back into it. We got to get into this here. All right, so get rid of that. Okay, so we're main. All right, what we need to do is we need to check this. So let's see here. Args equals args, and then we say args. I need to check. Let's see. How about this? Here's what we're gonna do. Len args. I'm bringing this back here. This is args. All right. Len. There we go. Is if is not greater than 0. We need to print. We need to print. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Grab it. So, what is it called? What is it? Command cmd equals sys.argv 0. All right. So we could do 0 here. This will be the command. So let me do f string here. So we'll say cmd and then u or https / www.pubnub.com / there you go. So this is usage instructions, right? Print usage instructions. Perfect. We did it. All right. Looks good to me. How do you scrape with just requests if you need a client-side render content? Are you implementing a headless browser too? Hey, GeoBot, you are clever. You're clever, right? We're not going to be running JavaScript, so if the web page is not renderable unless it's running JavaScript, we're going to miss it. We're keeping it simple. So here, so things that we're not going to do. All right, so things we won't do, but would make it way better for web scraping. We won't deal with CSS. We're not going to deal with images for now. We're not going to deal with images. We might deal with, let's see, maybe PDFs. Maybe. Because then we just grab a PDF reader and then we just look at the extension and we're good to go. For us, what we're trying to do is add a little bit of concurrency. So we're going to be using some async networking. And while we are fetching pages, we also want to be parsing the HTML. We can do that concurrently. So that's what we're doing that for. So that way we can have stuff that's working simultaneously and parsing and then putting stuff into a queue. And then we can scale it up if we wanted to and increase the concurrency so that way it scrapes even faster, right? So it scrapes even faster. Print finally pass. Give it a try. All right. We will do a response equals requests.get. See, we need to grab the URL equals urls.get. URL. Okay. Perfect. see, except we'll print E, well, and it'll just say print failed to get URL, and then we'll say URL like that. Okay. Perfect, perfect. No, let me make this an F string. Cool. All right. Proud of you progressing. Hey, Priya, thank you. Priyank, appreciate it. Getting back some of you've already created a scripting using Fast API deployed in the Firebase, which scrapes emails and phone numbers from Google. Hey, Siddhart, I see what you're doing there. That's nice. Because the guild doesn't allow real multi-threading in Python, you can do other languages. You got it. We want to do multi-processing. User, you are absolutely right. We should be doing this in Rust. We should be doing this in Rust. If you want to run a parallel, only option is multi-processing. You got it. We could do MP, but it would work with a queue since the memory will be isolated. It does. Yeah, you got it. Multi-processing. We're gonna do this approach today, which is not efficient. Don't get me wrong. You're absolutely right. We could make this better. You're like, Steven, you can make that better. How do you know how many threads you have? I only have one thread right now. Well, there'll be two threads, right? The main thread and then this second thread here. So that's it. We're keeping it simple today. We're just going to make it sure that it works, and we won't make it aggressive. We won't make it aggressive. Let's do a timeout. Timeout. We'll say like 10 seconds or something. We'll do a 10-second timeout just in case. Otherwise, it'll wait forever. So you gotta be careful there. So connection content. What is that? So let's do that. Let's do resp.content. What is that? Is this what I wanted? Yep, that looks like what I wanted to me. Although it looks weird. What is this? What is all this? What is going on here? What is this? It looks like CSS and JavaScript. Hold on. What is this? Description, text. Here we go. Okay. Perform content. I'm looking at all this. All right. So, okay, here we go. That's what we're looking for. So I think we can do that. I think we can do this. It's just a lot of stuff here. It's just a lot of stuff. We can get rid of all. This is a lot. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look for links to fetch, and we will just save the static file, and then we'll deal with it later. Because look at all this. There's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff in here. And then we need to have already fetched. So what do we call it? Done. We'll call them done URLs. Completed. How about completed? Completed URLs. So that way we don't re-download the same thing again. We don't want to re-download the same thing again. It's better to run scripts locally or just have them in something that is, what the AI companies, or because they downloaded all that data and they're like training their AIs on it. Like, you infringed on copyright. You've infringed on copyright. That's what we're doing right now. Beautiful soup and print HTML body text only. Yep, you could do that too. We're just gonna grab it like this though. We're gonna keep it simple. So it was content. Do we have text in here? Is that a thing also? So content versus, is there a difference? Yeah, let's do text. We'll do text. I think it sounds good. Text. Okay, I see it. All right. I'm looking through stuff right now. Let's see here. Okay. All right, I'm happy with that. All right, so response.text, and then we will put this into pages.put. Done. Excellent. So we can print, fetch, saved, or I don't know, fetched. How do I want to say this? We captured successfully the URL. Perfect. Okay. A root URL, which is like a website URL, the home page, for example. We capture the URL. We fetch the URL, capture the data content. We parse out all the links inside of the page, and we put that into a queue so that way we can go back and fetch all those links. And we do the same thing in a loop. and then we repeat and we crawl. We crawl the website and download everything. Since we did that, we put that text there. We need to start another worker, which is going to be called a parser. All right, so we need the same logic here. Empty URLs. And we also need to do this here. To do. There we go. Okay. We need to capture this. Let's see here. La la la. Continue. Okay. We'll just copy paste that. I think that's a good approach. Okay. So it's not URLs. It's going to be URLs. And this will be pages. We'll call this pages. Pages. Okay. So while pages, not empty, we'll do pages.get. Say page. Perfect. Perfect. Trying to make some text overlaid on top of a picture in GTK. Jinlu, I'm actually kind of curious what you're doing. That sounds pretty neat. You're doing something interesting. That I'm still the same task I was when the stream started. Are you, Jinlu? Set the user agent. Custom user agent. Headers. Okay, so we're gonna do a custom user agent here. We're gonna do that right now. We're gonna bypass. Are you guys ready to do some nefarious activities? We're gonna bypass some stuff. All right. Headers, user agent, and we're just gonna, you know what? We'll keep it pretty. User agent. We're gonna have a custom user agent, and we'll say user agent will be defined here. User agent, and we're going to give it a very special user agent. Are you guys ready? Watch this. Navigator dot user agent. Boom. Copy paste this. Copy paste this right here. So you can't see it on the screen very well, but I said navigator dot user agent. We're gonna look like we're a normal user on the web Chrome browser. Normal user. Boom. Like that. Just like that. There you go. And then we go to requests. And then we're going to say headers. I think it's called headers, right? Yes. Headers. Okay, perfect. Equals headers. Perfect. And therein lies the nefarious activity that we just successfully are going to bypass the majority of the systems that make it look like you're a real human. We're building a very good, well, right now, sort of okay, web scraper that I'm trying to get it to work here. All right, so let's see here. Print no URLs. Sleeping. Okay. Sleeping. ing. Perfect. Sleeping for 1 second. Okay, I want to see what that looks like. Okay. No URL, sleeping for 1 second. So that works. So that loop is working. That's great. Okay. The loop that's not working right now is this one right here. So no pages, sleeping for 1 second. Pages.empty. Okay, continue. Okay, so what I want to see is the HTML thread working. So is this the HTML parser? Yeah. So that should work perfectly fine. So why is this not running? I just fell asleep for a second. Did you, Kyle? I do that a lot. I do that often. I think GSAP you can do morphing transitions too. Ooh, nice. Nice. All right, so that works. So I'm going to comment this guy out for a second. So why is this not running? Okay. Coroutine to thread was never awaited. Hey, we can do that. Hey, Beru, thank you for subscribing. Welcome on in. Happy Friday. We're writing ourselves a Python web scraper right now, and we're trying just to deal with the async IO weirdness. And the good news is I think we can figure this out. So HTML thread here. Okay, pause that. Go over here. And then we don't have this anymore, so we're commenting that out. Okay, sounds good to me. All right, so no pages, sleeping for 1 second. All right, that's what I'm looking for. But what about this? URLs. Okay. Oh wait, URL thread. What about this? No pages. Interesting. I might need to join these guys together or something like that. All right, let's consult the internet. Let's consult the internet real quick. Let's see. We do got to get going here. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. All right, await future. Yeah, let's keep going. Okay. All right. Let's see. Await multiple 2 threads. How do we do this? How do we do that? Do you guys know? Let me know. How do you memorize so much code? Well, you memorize enough of it. Gather. All right, so we need to do something called gather. Okay, that's what we got to do. We got to do gather. All right. I like that idea. Okay, we're going to do gather. It's called gather. Perfect. So not 2 thread. We're going to do, it's called gather. Okay, async. So we need instead. So this will be results. Right? Results. Yes, in a way. So await async io.gather. Need to pass them separately to each of the functions. So the URLs and the pages. And then of course right here are the actual workers or the methods that you call upon. And you have to have a way to do that. And so you can gather these together so they run simultaneously. Things out here. So Python, let's say R, we'll do this, what is it called? Find URLs equals R. And then we're going to, hey, Steve Dix, thank you for subscribing, Steve. You and I share a name. My name is Steven. Your name is Steve, right? I mean, pretty similar. Although sometimes people call me Stefan, right? With F, it's Steven. It's called Steven. It's Steven. Beautiful Soup version 4. You could do that too. That also works. All right, so let's see if we can. So I want to look for an href equals, and then I want to do a capture. Actually, we'll do a dot star. How about this? So we'll do dot. We need to capture this. Everything not a quote mark like that. Plus, right? We're gonna capture that. Let's capture this right here. We'll do a capture. Oh, right. I forgot. I got to escape that. Backslash that. Okay. And then this needs to be a question mark. And then this needs to be a question mark. Or how about, I got a better idea. We'll do this. Backslash. We are scraping my website. And we will just start from there, right? We'll start from there. So I need to do this real quick. So find URLs. Did I put that in the right match here? All right, so let's see. Python. I'm gonna do a little bit of lookup here. We're gonna look this up real quick. So Python regex re-import match. I need a quick little example on this. All right, pattern text match.group. If match. Okay, pattern text. Yep, match. Match.group. Okay. So if match. Okay. So what is it? So see. So if match. If match. Okay. If match. Got it. You could use XPath for this. You sure could. What are we? So I've decided to use regular expressions just because. So let's see here. So my find URLs. I think the problem is this isn't matching. So let me just, so not that plus, that should match. I feel like that should, like a URL. I think so. I think that looks like a URL. All right, let's bring this up here. Okay, grab this, grab find URLs. We need to put this on the above section because we only need to define it once. Only got to define that once. Find URLs and see. Do we have import re? We don't yet. Import re. Perfect. Make it pretty. Are we using time here? We are using time. All right, cool. All right. You have some friends there in Munich. Ooh, nice. BMW. Here you go. BMW, guys. Okay. So let me bring this back up over here. I'm going to leave that over there. All right. So I want find URLs. Find. Cool. All right. Now, so let's do this here, URLs. Okay, and then we say pages, or page, right? for URL in page URLs, we will say URLs dot, we can't do that. Problem. Found links. All it says is like links. We'll call it links. Keep things for link in links URLs dot put link. There we go. And I'm going to print this out. Print. Actually, you know what? We don't need to. We don't need to print that. Okay. So this will parse for more links to crawl. Looks good to me. And then we need to save our data. Save data. It is gold. Now, we wrote everything live on this stream by hand. It was an empty file. We started with nothing. Nothing in the file. That's why max depth. You got it, Savan. You got it. You found it out. You found it out. Let's look at our files real quick. Let's see how many files we got. All right, E. Let's look at, here's GC, downloads. Whoa. Look at the pages. Look at all the pages. We're downloading the entire internet right now. Look at that. It's still going. It's still going. We did it. Oh, this is great. And a domain argument, so it stays within the same seed. Yep, you got it, Savan. We got it. Otherwise, it's just going to go crazy. It's going to go crazy. It's downloading everything. I think it's so cool. We did it, you guys. We did it. We succeeded. All right, so to do domain lock. Let's see. Domain lock. We should also add relative URL support. So things like / and, right, when it's just / href equals / blah, blah, blah. Something like that. All right, so that's stuff we got to do later. We did it, you guys. This is stuff. My body, I feel complete. It's just such a good feeling. This is why software engineering. If you didn't know before, this is why software engineering. You got it. You got it, guys. You got it. So we don't download the entire internet, entire web, right? The entire web. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to stop that now because obviously I don't need to be doing. Let me double check this. Still working? Yep. Good, good, good. All right. Good, good, good. Still working. We did it, you guys. This is so cool. Okay. So let me commit this and push this. And it looks like the answer is web scraper. All right. We're going to do the web scraper on Monday. All right. So we'll keep going. So we've got more to do. We need to add relative path support, which is important because we're not getting everything we want. We're going to add max depth to prevent too much downloading because we don't want too much.